Hey everyone, my name's Ian, Classic Car Finds, classiccarfinds.com, and what I have for you here today is an absolutely spectacular 1988 Ford Mustang in the LX body, and this is the 5.0, as you can see there, the 5-liter V8 engine, beautiful white top, some very tasteful aftermarket Cobra, later Cobra wheels. This car is I believe it is a 1 or 2 owner car, if I'm not mistaken. You'll get an auto check with the vehicle, and it only has 41,000 original miles. This car has been just beautifully cared for, as you can see. There is just not much to speak of out here, and this is from my favorite generation of Fox body Mustangs, and really my favorite Fox bodies really are these LXs. You know, there's the GTs, and those are great cars. I think they look a little dated after all these years, and the LX really just it just looks contemporary. I like to call this car kind of the poor man's Mercedes-Benz SL, because it has all of the flair and the appeal and the beauty of a Mercedes-Benz SL for a third the cost in maintenance, repairs, and acquisition costs. And it's a car that you could drive across the country, you know, and not have any worries about really whatsoever. Now, every used car is going to need something. You don't get a car that's this old and just expect to drive it forever and not do anything to it. But this one is one of the finest examples of this body style Mustang that I've ever come across. And these are the kind of cars I like to buy. Cars that just haven't been molested, have been well cared for, and just complete gems, as I like to call them. The car has all the original panels on it, never been in any kind of accident, very, very well cared for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a more in-depth walk around, kind of like a quick once around the car. For starters, we'll point down the side of the body there, and you can see that that is just razor straight. All of these black pieces here are in great shape. They're not all cracked or anything like that. The bumper's in beautiful shape. It's still got a lot of gloss to it. Headlight lenses, everything are just great up here. Looking underneath, you can see that there is just nothing to speak of down here. It is very clean, as you would expect from a car with just 41,000 miles. Tires are in great shape. We'll go over those in a minute. And this car really was just lovingly cared for by the few owners that it did have. Even this original license plate doodad here just looks brand new. Car was local. As far as I remember, this was a local car to the area for its whole life as well. All the black trim just looks beautiful. You know, I'm looking for any kind of door dings on this car, and I know there's probably a couple here and there, but I sure can't find them. Just going down the body here. Looking at the bottom here, you can see it's not all rusted out or gross. It's been well cared for. Obviously, this vehicle's been garaged. Going around the rear here. Now, as far as any kind of modifications done, you know, these cars a lot of times are abused and people do stuff to them, change things on them. Everything on this car was done tastefully. It has a really pretty set of Cobra wheels, like I said, and then it has this very tastefully done exhaust system, which you can see here. Look at those shocks. Those look like they're brand new as well. And this exhaust was very tastefully done. It doesn't look overdone. Doesn't sound impeding when you're driving. It's just a really nice baritone, just kind of perfect sound when you're driving along. These emblems here, emblems are in great shape. All the lenses back here, just beautiful and as clear as can be. The glass back here, excellent shape. No cracks or anything like that. I believe all the glass on this car is the original glass. Now check that out. Now there's a sign of an owner that took good care of a car. This car was Z-barted from stem to stern at some point it's passed. And that's a treatment that protects the entire car basically from corrosion and things of that nature. And looking down the side here, same story, really nothing to speak of. This door here, you could probably adjust the striker a little bit on this one to get the body line to be just perfect, but really that's a minor issue. I'm really having to struggle to find things to talk about on this car because there's just not a lot here. This red stripe looks good. Here's the hood, as you can see. Hood's in great shape. A few little chips up here. You can barely see them in the camera. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the interior. Here's the little Ford logos. You can see this is something you always want to check is look at the glass and see if the glass is by the original manufacturer of the car. And over here you can see that's also a car light window. I don't know if you can see that in the corner there. Car light is Ford's glass maker, and all of that is original Ford glass, which tells you it's never been in any kind of collision that damaged the glass or anything like that. Now, one last thing on the exterior. This top, depending on where you live, you may still get plenty of time out of this top. It could probably at some point stand to be replaced. There's no major holes or tears in it, nothing ugly. It's in nice shape, very tight. Little bit of stuff here, just very minor stuff. The main thing is that and this is commonly done to all of these Mustangs that I've seen. If you look inside here, the inside headlining was removed at some point. And that's very commonly done because they tend to sag or whatever. I actually, when I bought this car, I didn't even know that that had been done. You wouldn't actually even expect it or think that anything had been taken out by seeing that, but apparently there is an additional lining in there. So at some point a guy could change that. If you live out in one of the western states or something like that, this top's probably going to be fine for a long time to come. Or if you're just going to leisurely use this car, I wouldn't really do anything with the top for a while. It looks great. Nobody can tell that anything's been changed. Moving on to the rest of the interior. Sorry for the light there. This is just a beautiful car in every sense of the word. Look at these door panels. They're not all saggy or wavy or anything like that. These buttons are all in great shape. This car, everything works in this car, and it has ice cold AC, hot heat. Top obviously works. I'll show you that in a minute. And everything in the interior is just beautiful. These seats there's no tears in them, no holes, anything like that. The shifter area, all of this is just in great shape. You can see there, 41,720 miles. That is the original mileage on this car. And you can see it just by the way everything is presented. So, without further ado, what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to show you the top. We're going to open the top here. Here's your key set. It's got all the keys with it, all the original keys. And then here, you can actually see this may have been the original selling dealer of the car. Looks like that says Strivers Lincoln Mercury in Ellisville, Missouri. If that's not the original selling dealer, it's one of the early dealers, because that dealer no longer exists and hasn't for many years. There's your dash for you. Everything's beautiful there. There's no cracks. This car is just in phenomenal shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and start her up for you and let you hear that. Listen to that exhaust. Like I said, the exhaust is it's a very comfortable baritone sound. It's not annoying or interfering to drive with. I'm gonna close the door here and get the chime to stop, and then we will open the top here. So you unlatch there, and you unlatch here, and then I believe you pull back. There we go. And as you can see, the top opens just fine. No trouble whatsoever. I also have the snap-in tonneau cover. That actually comes with the car as well. That is included. So I'm going to put up this visor here. All of the power windows work beautifully. Look how quick those are. Little wing windows back there. Those work perfect. This AC is ice cold. No problems there whatsoever. Now, as far as the radio, we were talking about the tasteful additions. This car, actually, the previous owner installed a really nice Panasonic aftermarket radio with a really vibrant color display and all kinds of crazy features on it. It plays MP3s, I think, all kinds of stuff. I don't have it in right now, but it is included with the car. There's your dashboard. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go for a drive so I can show you how beautifully this thing drives. And give me just a minute while I get this on. All right. Now, another thing I want to show you. Right here, you've got a battery voltage gauge. This gauge, it always stays at the bottom. I never see it actually move, so that gauge, we're going to call that inoperative. However, you can't really see it right now, but in this spot here, there is still the classic Ford amp light that will come on if your charging system is having any kind of difficulty. So that is still there, and so if your charging system's bad, it will still notify you. You just can't read off exact voltage at any time. And as you know, today no cars even have that gauge anymore. So without further ado, we will go for a drive here. Shifts beautifully. Look at the condition of that center console. Just amazing. I go down the street here. We're kind of in the middle of a rush hour-y time. Suspension is firm and taut. No noises whatsoever. And that's 25 miles an hour right there with just barely a blip of the throttle. It is responsive, it's tight, no noises from the suspension, body's tight. This car was definitely well cared for. Here you can see kind of the area that we're in. All of the indicators work, your turn signals. I'm going to turn right out onto this driveway here, this parkway here. Throttle it down. And shifts beautifully, no problems whatsoever. Obviously there's some traffic, so I can't go too quickly or can't go too fast, but man, you just put your foot down and this thing, whew, it just goes. It moves with authority, drives perfectly straight, no alignment issues whatsoever. Those tires that are on it were recently replaced, probably have 70 to 80% tread remaining. Yeah, you could just cruise in this car all day. I really would love to drive a car like this just across the country with the top down and just enjoying it, because it really is something special. So I'm gonna try to turn here somewhere so I can kind of go through all the gears for you. And turn up here. Brakes are in great shape. No problems. That's 35, 40, shifts perfectly. No issues whatsoever. I just love driving an old car like this that has been beautifully maintained by the people that owned it and people that really valued the responsibility of taking a car like this and not letting it get all ratted out. So we're gonna go right here, and I think I'm gonna conclude this portion of the video for you. Ian, Classic Car Finds, classiccarfinds.com, and reach us at 314-472 3452. Thanks a lot, and give us a call for any of your modern classic car needs. Anything from the 70s through the 90s, even later than that, we can usually get it if you're looking for it. Those are the cars we specialize in, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, Ian here, ClassicCarFinds.com. Classic Car Finds, and what I got for you here, I just wanted to go over really quick with you. I wanted to cut in on the 1988 Mustang LX. I wanted you to see the engine bay here, see how fresh everything looks, all of these belts and hoses. Everything in here is just in beautiful shape. Now mind you, I don't mean that it's just been cleaned up to look good for pictures. It's actually this clean. This is the way we received the car, and it hasn't been shined up or polished out or anything like that. Just look at that. Everything looks clean and like the car has been well maintained. All the fluids are full. This is a recent battery here. You can see the VIN stickers on both of the fenders. Now this one over here, it's there, but it got covered up because they did some of this treatment on the whole car I presume this is when they Z-barred it, and that is to protect the car from any kind of infiltration of corrosion or anything like that. Don't know how long ago that was done. Here on the radiator support, you can see all the labels and everything where they're supposed to be. Nothing's been molested here or changed. So I just wanted to cut that in and let you see how nice the engine bay was. There will be probably 40 or 50 pictures of this car on eBay here shortly. So if there's anything in detail that you want to see, don't hesitate to check the photos out. And this has been Ian for Classic Car Finds and ClassicCarFinds.com. Reach us at 314-472-3452, and we'll see you.